This is what we have been waiting for. Two world-class titans are going to hit out in the Football World Cup Grand Final of the 2026 competition to decide footballing history. Now, these two sides both were not picked by many as the team to win this World Cup. But these two sides have shown, not only this World Cup and this year, but within the past 4 years, that they are the two best footballing nations in the world. And now they are here to clash against each other. Once I'm back after the break, I will delve into this massive matchup even more. Well, hello again, and yes, Spain and Argentina are going to hit out in a few days' time in a massive match up that is going to send rivets throughout the whole of the footballing world. All eyes will be on the single game, so absolutely watch this must-watch match. And today I'm going to give you some more tips of what you are to watch. But right now, let's delve into the biggest talking point within this matchup is the fact that these are two huge sides in the footballing world at the moment. Argentina, well, they won the World Cup in 2022 and are coming back for more. They have absolutely come into this competition with flying pace. Lionel Messi when leading the Golden Boot run, and they haven't shown huge issues, but at times they have come down to the wire within matches, and only due to their brilliant skill and their never die attitude in matches, they have been able to come back and win these big matches. Now, they have come across nearly every knockout, some killer blows from the opposition, but they have been able to recover. And that's why I think they are huge possibility here to take out this World Cup final. But then we look onto the other side. Now, the Spanish side. They have been so good in the past 2 to 3 years. Now, last World Cup, they had a shocker. But now, this team under Luis de la Fuente have shown with the ability to control the midfield and control games and shut down opposition, just like they did against the French side. That has given them so much within games, and they have been able to take home the Euros in 2024 and get to the final in the UEFA Nations League in 2025. And if they carry on what they have been doing so far in this past run of years, these guys are going to be incredibly difficult to beat. Now, I really like these two teams, as this seems to be a matchup of the two sides who have had a really good system and have had time to implement the system. Spain were instant success when they implemented this controlling system to the game, but over time they have become a side that are incredibly difficult, not only to take off the ball from, but also attack against. Their defence is sublime. Only one goal conceded this whole tournament, and that just proves how difficult they have been to disrupt at the back. Argentina, on the other hand, are a side that have been under Lionel Scaloni very proven on energy and their attitude within games. We saw at the last World Cup their incredible grit to be able to grind out wins. And they have one player who is absolutely outstanding, the greatest of all time, Lionel Messi. And that can bring them so much help. And he can dig them out of, or pull them out of holes they have dug very deep, like we have seen so far in the knockouts, and put them through to the next round. They are able to win the big games. They are a knockout side. And especially late in games, when the pressure is on them, they always talk back. And that is where Argentina are so hard to close down. Spain, within this match, are going to have to shut down Argentina for the full 90 minutes, if not longer. So it is going to be a huge matchup here. And what it will decide is history. And everything from this match is going to be written in every footballing book. So how huge is this match to watch? After the break, I'll be back with some big matchups to look out for during this match, because there are some big ones. Okay, so we have some massive matchups during this match, because both of these sides are really balanced and have some very crucial parts of their game where they are able to win games. And that's where those matchups, those clashes of heads, are going to be where the game is won and lost. Now, there is one massive matchup I have to talk about, but I will talk about that later in the episode. But first of all, let's have a chat about the midfields of these two sides and how important they are. Now, Spain, their midfield is world class, and they have some players such as Pedri and Moreno who can come off the bench as well and add to that bench at that midfield. And that shows the strength they have in that area. Now, this midfield are so secure and love to control games, and there is one guy who is crucial to controlling the game, and that is Rodri. At the defensive midfield, a pivotal role he plays. He controls everything within the game. His passing, how he moves his players around. He is the guy that controls everything the Spanish side do, and that's why Argentina need to shut down him, or at least make him stress, because he is so difficult to not allow chances created through his ability. Now, what else are Spain so good in the midfield is when they are moving forward, they have players such as Olmo and Ruiz who are so good at linking up and creating opportunities. I have seen the best of Olmo this tournament and at the Euros in 2024. This guy is phenomenal, and his ability to tap and go is so undermined from people, and he is so crucial to the Spanish side. We saw in the match when they played against France, he was massive for creating opportunities on the right, where his link-up play to the likes of Lamine Yamal, his tap, his one-touch passes, he creates opportunities in space from those, and that's where teams are absolutely disrupted from his creation. Well, on the other side of the story, for the midfield for Argentina, they have an engine of a midfield, and I really like it. They have to work really hard for the likes of Messi, who does the magic up front, because they need to be able to be defensively astute while also creating opportunities. And the guy who's stood up for Argentina on so many occasions is McAllister. Now, this guy, he's really good playing forward, but he's also such a powerhouse moving back and defending, and he is going to be key. And also our box-to-box midfielder in Argentina is Enzo Fernandez. Those two guys working together are going to be key for Argentina to get up and down the pitch and be able to have the fluid within their game. Now, I also really like the ability Enzo Fernandez and McAllister do have shooting outside the box, and they can change games, like we saw Enzo Fernandez do against England, where they came back. His strike, Enzo Fernandez, his strike was sublime, and his ability to shoot and score is huge for the teams he plays for. So that is someone they are going to have to close down as well, attacking. And with their ability in defence, they are really strong as well, Argentina. Now, the other questions, the other big matchups to watch out for is obviously attack versus defence for both sides. Argentina's attack is phenomenal, and we know that. But Spain's defence is simply world class. And that is where this could be a huge battle. If Argentina can link up high and create those opportunities, especially late in the game, through Lionel Messi, through Julian Alvarez, if they can do that and be able to get in behind the Spanish backline, they could be in for all money to win this World Cup. But Spain are really, really astute at the back. They do not allow attackers time and space on the ball, and they are such a really solid line to get through at the back. So Spain do have that extra at the back, but then Argentina have that extra up front with their magic man Lionel Messi. Now, on the other side of the picture, there is a massive matchup between attack and defence on the other side, where Spain's attack, they haven't been incredible in attack, but the execution they have been able to create has been where the success has been, and they haven't been able to win games without those little moments they have created. So those players such as Oyarzabal and Lamine Yamal are key for the Spanish attack. While Argentina's defence, yes, they have conceded a lot of goals, especially early in the game, but they are still a world-class defence as well. So this could be the quiet matchup that could change the game. If Spain are not able to score goals, then Argentina are on for all money. But then on the other side, if Spain are able to score goals and break through this defence, Argentina are on the back foot. But we know what Argentina are like. I'll be back after the break, and we'll have a bit of a chat about the third and fourth playoff. Well, a storm is amidst, and that is not within the Football World Cup final, because I don't believe there will be an upset there because those two sides are so high quality. But I think in the third and fourth playoff between England and France, England can upset the French. Yes, this won't be a huge upset, but it's a massive foot forward for the English, despite the fact that they lost to the Argentinians in the semi-finals. France are for sure the favourites. They are a world-class side, and they came up against a world-class Spanish side as well. But they were quiet. They were shut down. And if England can just do a bit better at being able to tactically sit defensively, then they could be able to, and I think they will be able to, take France by storm and beat them in the third and fourth final. Now, this match overall doesn't matter a huge amount, but it does matter to the fans of these sides, and how top off their tournament with a little bit of glimmer, although both sides will have wanted the World Cup trophy. Now, England, they were great for the overall game against Argentina, but in the end, they did become loose from a very strong attacking Argentinian side, and that is where I think they could struggle against the French, but I think they will step up in this game, and it's not as though the French won't be incredible, but I don't think they will be the team we've seen so far this tournament within this game, because their heads will be down, and I don't think those really high quality world class players will really care about the result of this match. So will the English, I think, will have a better chance at taking France within this game and being able to put a good performance on the board, because that is what they need moving forward. Yes, this World Cup is the end of a bit of an era for some players, but it's not the end of everything. And we know the English have kept Thomas Tuchel till 2028. So this is still something to look at and delve into, because how big could a little bit of a win, a little glimmer of hope, something that moves them forward into the upcoming international breaks and gets this team rolling on again? Because that is huge under this same manager, where the same system and team will still be playing. This is another step forward for them within this England side's era. Now, the French, on the other hand, they are getting rid of their manager, Didier Deschamps, and Zinedine Zidane will be coming in. So that's why I think France will be a little less full of intent during this game. And I think they will want to top off Didier Deschamps' reign, his incredible reign, with a victory. But I still don't think there will be that extra drive from the French, and there won't be as much of the tactical changes that would usually come, what we will see from the English. So it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting matchup and something to actually watch, because this is still something that could decide it could help these two sides moving forward, and we could see some new little hints of what England and France are going to bring within the next few years in their football. So tune in to that match. But I'll be back after the break with the players to watch, and they are some massive ones in the FIFA World Cup final. Two players are absolutely taking the headlines for this Football World Cup final, and we know who they are. And understandably, everyone is talking about them, and it's the two that were photographed when Lamine Yamal was, as a child, Lionel Messi was with him as photographed. And this matchup within this final is going to be an incredibly interesting one. Now, yes, they're at two different ends of the pitch here, but these are two players who can change games and will change games for these sides, and have so over the past many years in Messi's case and few years for Lamine Yamal's case. Lionel Messi, first of all, he is a standout in nearly every time he pulls on an Argentinian jersey, and that has been so since the last World Cup, and I believe he will for sure make an impact on this final. But the question remains of whether Lamine Yamal can impact this final as much as he did in the Euros in 2024. We saw the absolute best of him then, but we haven't seen the best of him in this World Cup. And that may partly be because of the injury he sustained coming into the tournament. But I expect Lamine Yamal to be firing on all cylinders coming into this match. And he has to be for Spain to be able to execute up front. So if these two players are both firing, this could be an almighty encounter of the ages. If one of them is firing, they could be topped off as either a Ballon d'Or winner or one of the greatest World Cup final individual performances ever produced. While if none of them fire, this will still be a huge battle. But the big thing here within these two players to watch out for, these are two guys who perform consistently for both their club and countries. And when we watch them, we are in awe because of their ability to dribble, to get past players, to score goals, to create opportunities. These are two guys who are the past and future of football in the world. There is so much to watch for these players, and I cannot wait, because this is the stage. This is the last time we'll see Messi at the World Cup, and we are seeing him against an incredible youngster in his first World Cup, Lamine Yamal, who is ripping up the world football at the moment. Are we going to see the greatest performance from two players in a World Cup final? Well, that would be up against Mbappe and Messi's matchup in the 2022 World Cup final, but that would be something to watch. So definitely watch these two players, because they are going to stun everyone, and I'm sure of it. One of them at least is going to light up this stage, and it is going to be their World Cup after this final. Okay, I will be back with what to look for ahead, because there is so much to look forward to. Okay, so this is the biggest game you are going to watch for the next 4 years. So tune in to this World Cup final. I cannot understate the importance of this match. This game is going to be written in the history books forever and ever. And it is Messi's last shot at taking a second World Cup trophy home with him. This is going to be huge. This could be the start Lamine Yamal would love to his World Cup career, while it could be the greatest end to Lionel Messi's career. This is a massive last dance. Massive, incredibly intense matchup between these two highly contestable sides. The best two sides that have played international football for the past few years. So this game is something you have to watch. And I will say, also watch the third and fourth final if you are keen, because that will tell you some stories as well. But something that is going to be so electric, live in your mind for the rest of your life, and be absolutely vital for world football, this occasion we are about to witness in a few days' time. So tune in, and I will be back for more, possibly a review. Who knows what else I'm going to bring, but tune in for more, because this is what you should be watching. This Football World Cup final. This is what you have been waiting for. So watch and listen for more.